See, I met Adoniyah in what year did I meet you, son?
Excuse me?
What year did we get together?
We just did the end of year meeting. So I wrote it down.
What was it?
17 years.
We've been rolling 17
We've been
years?
rolling 17 years.
Man.
Since 2008.
Man, I'm so proud of him. I love him. I'm just proud of what he stands for. His word is just bond. Excuse me though. And so I just want y'all to meet my son Adoniyah Israel, who sat in the same seat you sat in. I started with him 17 years ago in Faribault Prison, where he was doing a long bid at that time. But I'll let him talk about it. Would you give him a hand though?
How you doing, Pop?
Give me a pull.
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right, Bob, look at this real quick.
Okay, all right.
I remember this.
Oh.
It's in my head. I can draw this from my head.
Wow.
And this is what I was breaking down with a high school student.
And here you go right here.
Yeah. So I was just showing him this.
Wow.
And I learned this. You developed this.
Yeah.
Some years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you showed it to me once.
Right.
And I just remembered it.
Yeah.
And I was just showing it to him. I actually drew this out of my head. See what I'm saying? It's the same thing. See what I'm saying? So
yours look better than mine.
I mentor in middle school and high school. So, but before I get there, tell you a little bit about me. My name is Adoniyah Israel. I did 24 years here in Minnesota. I caught a case in '94, and I got incarcerated. I got sentenced to like 35 years and some odd change. Had to do like 24 years and some odd change off of that. I wound up doing that time.
Okay.
And all the time I was sitting in that place, the only thing I thought about was freedom.
Yeah.
Right.
1 second.
How many of you guys have been incarcerated here? How many of you guys show of hands? How many guys incarcerated here? Okay, so it's like a good majority. So all right, so you guys can definitely hone in on what I'm talking about then. If you've done some time. But even those individuals who haven't done any time like that, you still be able to kind of digest anything that I say up here too. First of all, I just want to establish I am no better than anybody in this room. All right, I'm not college educated, and there ain't nothing wrong with being college educated. I'm not college educated. Yeah, it's I still encourage people to go to college, but I also tell them, man, learn how to use your hands. Better learn how to use a measuring tape, protractors, all of that. Learn a skill. I was sitting in the back and I was kind of listening to where you guys were, trying to just kind of gauge where you were. I don't want to go too far, but since we're talking about the book, and the book is representative of knowledge, the things that I was thinking about, talking about, they go along those lines too, but I also got sparked. I also, how you doing, Mike? All right, man, good to see you. All right, good to see you. 2 days, it's like yesterday too. All right. I was thinking about knowledge and how powerful knowledge is. And my freedom, the freedom that I think I garnered and the way that I walk today really was a testament to the knowledge that I gained over a period of time. But not only gained it, I sought it out and I accepted it and I implemented it in my life. Right? It wasn't about me just reading some stuff, getting entertainment, buying it, agreeing with it, thinking it sounds good, and then not using it.
Right.
That's a surefire way to go right back to what you was doing. The funny thing about it is like when sometimes people learn this knowledge and then go right back to what they're doing and try to apply that knowledge to what they're doing. The most painful thing that an individual could face in their lives is to know that to do one thing can cause them harm. To do it anyway, the harm comes to them. And they're like, dang. I think the worst feeling in the world is to know you got caught doing something wrong that you knew was wrong. It's the worst thing in the world, man. I think in Book of Hosea 4:8, and I'm not preaching to you here, but it talks about the people being destroyed for lack of knowledge. And because you stepped away from this knowledge, you stepped away from this law, I think it spoke about, then I am going to also forget about you. So what God's saying, I'm also forget about you. Forget about me, I'm also forget about you. But not only am I going to forget about you, I'm going to forget about your children.
That's deep.
So what I do, my children suffer.
That's it.
I have a son, special needs. I got incarcerated when I was 23. He was 5. And I did 24 years, so I missed all of that. He's grown now, but there's a huge disconnect because of the special needs and then me not establishing any kind of roots with him. My roots that I had to establish with him was through letters and over the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
That only happened because I made that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driven based on the fact that the knowledge. When I started to learn things and understanding, subtractors, adders, multipliers, dividers, when I started to learn these things, that knowledge became a part of me and how I move. Because their book wasn't given to me for me to look at everybody else being subtractors, adders, multipliers, and dividers. It was really to look at me. The book was talking about me.
That's good.
I was that subtractor. I was that divider. Oftentimes I knew it. Sometimes I knew it. Oftentimes I didn't. Only because I'm in a society and I learn from the societal norms. If I'm not present, if I'm not conscious, if I'm not knowledgeable about how those societal norms affect me. Coming up in that prison and running into the power of people, it gave me a sharper focus, if you know what I mean. I'm really convinced that each one of you in here wants something positive about your life. I'm convinced of that. I don't think anybody wakes up and say, you want to know something? I want to go and destroy everything. If a person is saying that or is like that, that's only because they're in pain. Mm. Them type of people become your subtractors and your dividers.
Right.
They can be your mother, your dad, your sister, your brother, your uncle. Yeah. Your mama could be subtracting from you. Your daddy could be subtracting from you. You could be the daddy or the mom that is subtracting from their child.
That's it.
Oftentimes we don't know the harm that we bring to our children or people in general is based on the pain that we experience in ourselves. I'm still experiencing pain, man. It's not gone. It's not gone. I'm looking at everything that's going on around me. I work in the field and I work in the field, man. I work for the Minnesota Freedom Fund, if anybody's ever heard of that.
Tell a little bit about it.
I'll call you back. Minnesota Freedom Fund, nonprofit organization, started in 2006. I came on board in 2021 when a pop guy named Eli Darris took over the organization. I came on to be a bail specialist, and what I did is I went out and I post bails. The only reason I can talk about it today because we're not doing it right now, so But I had to keep that a secret because of how we were moving out there. You know what I mean? But I was just, we were posting bells. I lost my track of thought because PJ, yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I see me dealing with this immigration thing, right? Now, see, when I'm out there in the field and I'm posting these bells, I get shoved and pushed by ICE out of the way so they can grab people out of my hands. I don't
Wow.
really know if
Wow.
y'all even understand how devastating that is.
Wow.
Can't do nothing about it. People have varying opinions on it, stuff like that. That's fine. Me, these are human beings. You know what I'm saying? To me, they're my brothers. They're my sisters. Even if they don't know it. But it's to see everything that's going on, knowing that it's almost as if like we are in a state of emergency.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. Quite frankly, I'm worried about it. You know? So I'm back to that little place in my head when I'm thinking about freedom. What is it? What is freedom? They got a definition for it and everything. Right? And it's like, freedom to me is just my ability to be at peace and not worry about being blindsided. This is what freedom is to me. Now, the definition of freedom is the willingness to pursue your happiness, fulfill your dreams, so on and so forth, without any kind of restraint. That's the definition that they give you. But freedom is really tricky because it comes with responsibility. In my freedom, I can do whatever I want to do. My freedom, being protected by law is my freedom, right? But my freedom sometimes can trample on somebody else, and vice versa. So you think I'll be free? It's mad. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But what I am going to say to you is this. You are free right here today. You're right here. And you're gaining knowledge that is going to that's going to reposition you. You're being retrained right now.
Right.
You're gaining knowledge that's going to reposition you. Right? Now, with all of this knowledge that you're gaining, also look at what is going on around you too. Don't forget about what's going on around you. I know we got our personal things that we're dealing with, but don't separate yourself from what's going on around you. Adders will come into your life. Like me, I'm trying to add. Adders will come into your life. Sometimes they'll seem like they're trying to pry or they're nosy. You know what I mean? Because they'll ask you a lot of questions. What do you like? What do you do? Where do you live? What's your dad? Who's your dad? Is your mom and dad around? Do you need anything? Has this happened? Has that happened? And they'll ask you a lot of questions. And sometimes people who are not used to that will look at that person like they're crazy. Right? But you have to be conscious. What is the context of them asking a question? What is the setting? Is this somebody random off the street at the grocery store come to see you just talking? Or is it a setting where you are in a job interview and a stranger comes at you and just starts talking? Not nothing negative, but just asking you some things. Sometimes that individual could be your multiplier. So it's the context.
Right.
If I leave here and go stand at Merwin's and somebody come talk to me about, hey, how you doing? What's your name, man? I can be suspicious of that because of where I'm at. It's the context. But in a place like this, somebody doing it to you, it's the context. Somebody trying to help. Somebody trying to bring something to the table, right? So being present is a huge step in all of this too. You have to know what's going on around. You have to know what's going on in your city, in your state, in your household, in your neighborhood. I know it seems like a lot, but this knowledge is not being brought to you. You're not here just by happenstance. You're here because some things happen, some time passed. You're right here in the town, in the city, and everything like that, right? But there was some things working in the background that worked against you
Mm.
and you wasn't aware of it. Right? Who knows about the about the thing that's going to happen with the changing of the structure here on the north side, like with the rail coming through? Who knows about that?
I heard about it.
All right, I'm not trying to get in that conversation, but this is what I'm saying. What do we know about it? Anything? Anybody? See?
Mm.
This is what I'm saying. We have to know. These are our communities. You are to be the adders in our communities. You are to be the multipliers in our communities. You are the ones who have the ears to the streets. All right? You have it. Ears to the street. You have influence for people who are in the streets still. So now you gaining some knowledge right now that could help you navigate some of that stuff to help free you from it.
Mm.
But then you also know some people who kind of like got their left foot in for whatever reason, but also trying to do the right thing. You can become added to them. See, this is a family effect. I'm here speaking to you because I'm one of you.
That's right.
I'm here speaking to you because I've been through everything that you're going through right here. You know, everything that I'm learning, I'm just applying it to life today. Every space that I go into, I'm speaking this language. I promise you, I'm speaking this language. I may not go and say, hey, I'm an adder, blah, 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 right? But I'll go and say, hey, sir, how you doing? I'm here to help you I'm here to help you to make your company the best company it could be.
Mm.
See? That's adder talk.
Mm. That's good.
Without taking too much more of your time, I wanted to say this. Again, I started this conversation saying, I'm no better than you guys. I'm just like you, man. I'm just like you. I'm still struggling out here with lots of things. Rather it be relationships, rather it be bills, rather it be, and not just personal relationships. It could be work relationships. It could be friends, romantic, just all relationships. It's always going to be a constant struggle. But with the knowledge that you're gaining from this class right here, it's setting you apart from how you usually might have reacted to some things. Now you have the wherewithal to know how to respond to some things. You know, instead of being emotionally aware of some stuff about yourself. Am I a subtractor? Do I get upset when somebody says certain things to me? Am I triggered? Right? Or am I an adder? Can I talk a person down off a ledge? Do I like doing that? You know what I mean? So it's like all of these things that you're learning right now, incorporate them into your life, man, because I can tell you, and gentlemen and ladies, it helps.
Mm.
It helps. All these little things that you think are square. Everything that you think is square and soft, all right, has put me in a position where I'm now looking for a home.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Well, I can go in and get a loan on my own, no co-signers,
That's right.
and get approved for a few $100,000 to buy me a home. I wish I'd have known this when I was in my 20s. I'm 54 now. But I'm betting on me.
That's right.
And I'm betting on the knowledge that I have. I get plenty of doors shut, plenty of no's. But I've already proven, well, I'm going to say I've already proven, it has already been proven that knowledge of self, knowledge of self-worth, drive, will, commitment, they all add up to opportunity.
That's it.
And that's what we're trying to give you today, just an opportunity. When you walk out of here, you're going to run into people that's going to be talking complete opposite of everything that you're learning here. Now, what your job is going to be is, am I going to allow my time to be wasted by listening to this stuff? Or am I going to move on to the next great phase that I know is coming?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
24 years I did. And I made it out with a sound mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
hope that anything I said to you helped today. If anybody have any questions, go ahead.
I have a question. It's
Yeah.
a little bit
That's okay.
the change, right? So you said you talk to these kids. I know the approach is a little different,
Oh yeah.
but how do they receive it? Because when I was younger, someone that was older, see, I can relate to it.
Yeah.
When I was younger, you watched on the moon or what you talking now.
Yeah.
Times different.
Yeah.
So how do they process?
Let me ask you a question real quick, and I'm gonna answer that. When was it when you said? When was it? Okay, can you remember the time when you said to yourself, "Man, ain't nobody trying to hear me or listening to me"? Have you ever said this to yourself? Man, ain't nobody here. Man, nobody. I'm not being heard. Nobody trying to listen to me. But is anybody? Have you ever felt that way?
I would say
Yeah.
but it all depends on what you like, what time.
Mm-hmm. In terms of like,
Because I'm a soft spoken. You feel me? We could be sitting and we be talking. I'm like, dang, bro, y'all don't be hearing me talking. Y'all just gonna sit there.
well, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, not in that context. In this context, you have a problem that you really don't know how to talk about, but you want to talk about it. You attempted to talk about it to someone, but that you see in the context. Oftentimes, these kids get to that point early now, where they get to the point where I'm not being heard, I'm not being seen, nobody's spending no time with me, so on and so forth, right? And us sometimes as outsiders will look at it as like us as a bad parent, so on and so forth. But really not understanding, man. Look, this could be a single parent has to work, probably in school to better their situation, so on and so forth. So the kid kind of lacks, and the kid doesn't really understand that. Right. So why I approach, and now I'm speaking specifically for middle schoolers, 6th, 7th, 8th graders. They're rambunctious. Wow, they're kids. You know what I mean? They feel like they got all the time in the world. They too rowdy. They can't really sit down. You know what I'm saying? You really have to understand that and use the things that they talk about, the things that interest them, to draw out of them what you're trying to get them to realize. Mm-hmm. So there's a curriculum that is set for us. And that curriculum centers on hope. It centers on hope. And it talks about everything from home life to like I'm just trying to make it simple. Like home life to like what's your favorite food? So it's like we give them a gamut of like we ask them to give them a survey of what they're interested in, so on and so forth. And from that information, I cater my teaching to them.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know,
good.
so I allow them to kind of drive it. And when they get to the point where when they get to talk about things they really don't get, that's when I interject and I start to teach them. For the high schoolers, now that is the thing. The high schoolers, they're more image driven from what I've seen. They're more image driven. They'll talk to me about how they have a what's it called, a Hellcat sitting on 22s parked outside, but and it's not really parked outside. Their girlfriend got it. They got like 2 or 3 girlfriends. Literally, they'll be talking to me about this stuff, and I'm sitting there listening. Like, I hear your hopes. I hear your hopes. I know that's not true. So what's driving that? High schoolers are different, man. They're dealing with a whole lot more. And I'm only dealing with boys. I don't teach the girls. We have girls taking action. They're going in to teach the young ladies. Another group of sisters. So the high school boys, man, they are really, really image driven and kind of hopeless. And I'm sorry to say that. They're kind of hopeless. And it pains me, man.
Yeah.
It's scary. And especially any of you guys got young boys, man. If you could find a way to confirm in them that you are there for them without judgment, you ready and eager to hear them out, do that. Create that environment with your sons. Because they really, really, really have a lot to say. They know more than what you think they do. So much more than what you think they do. And knowledge brings pain. Yeah, knowledge brings a whole lot of pain. And them boys right there, when they're looking at what they're looking at, they
Yeah.
don't see no future.
Right.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So they'll go into it. They speak the lingo. You know, they get to talking the stuff and woo, they get popping the corn and talking about the itchies and the clickies and the burpers. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like they be ready to destroy because I'm in pain and I want somebody else to feel it. That's basically what it is.
Mm.
So and it appears sometimes like, and this is the question I want to ask. Man, are we afraid of our teenagers, man? Are we for real? Are we? No, I'm just being honest. Are we scared of our teenagers? I mean, because the truth of the matter is, I mean, we can be because of what they're capable of doing, but we shouldn't be because of what we're capable of doing.
That's the question, bro. When I first came up here to Minnesota, I wanted to, like be like a youth counselor. There was an organization used to be over there on Franklin and Nicollet called Lowering Bethlehem. Did you heard of it back in the day?
I heard of it.
And I went to go try to get a job from them, and they said that, well, because of your criminal background, that you can't do. Who else is more capable of trying to tell somebody which way not to go than somebody who's already been that way?
Right.
Exactly.
And so I'm wondering, how is it today? I mean, how would a person go about even doing something? That's something I still would.
This is the beauty of the power of people, and I appreciate that question.
Right.
Because I know a lot of people will say like, well, okay, I'm on parole. How are you in school? This is the beauty of the power of people. The beauty of the power of people is they are a nonprofit organization that deal in 3 segments: Girls Taking Action, Boys of Hope, and Replanting.
Right.
We are I am under the umbrella of Replanting. So I am under the umbrella of Pop Lee. So when Pop Lee goes into a school and say, hey, we're going to come in and we're going to mentor, they have enough respect to say, oh, okay.
Right.
Now me, I love Pop Lee so much because they're trusting me with their name. To me, that's huge. To allow me to go in under their name and do the work that I do with our youth. That is powerful.
So instead of being a clean record, going to school or something like that, you have to earn the trust of an organization like Pop Lee.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say I have to, but this is what I recognize happened for me. That's what I'm saying. This is what I recognize happened for me. Yeah. Did I get that? Yeah. You're welcome.
That's good.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? I'm open to them.
Like the way you made a lot of good comments on speaking about what we have and what you do.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to understand, and now that I've been talking to this about a lot of things, I just got out of treatment and been doing 13 counts.
Congratulations, man.
Yes, sir.
This is my first time I was heard about this. Spending time
Did you talk to Wayne?
inside the wall, and I thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
but now that I'm here, oh my God. And I have here some amazing things coming out of that man's mind. That I really opened my eyes to see some of the things that I thought that was positive and all the time it was connected.
Yeah.
So, deep down inside, you have to reach out and grab yourself because no one else needs.
That's our mantra.
Not their pain.
Yeah. That's our mantra is we are the help that we've been looking for.
Nobody else is coming.
Ain't nobody else coming.
Right.
You said
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody coming.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
How you dress so sharp?
KNG Fashions.
There's some times she are along your way that she ever hit some roadblocks or hit a wall, and you still praying positive and moving forward. How did you handle that situation and get beyond that point to keep on track?
Embrace the fact that I was in the situation. And well, I can tell you about a situation I was in and how I handled it. And because simply I embraced the fact I was in the situation. But this is a testament to the work that Pop does that have garnered. I mean, from the knowledge that I've garnered from being involved with Popley. But this actually happened before I got involved with Popley, right? I first got into prison, man, sentence 35 years. To me, that's life.
Right.
They gave me, when you go to prison, the first thing they'll assign you a job. You don't request nothing. They just assign you a job. They put me in the kitchen washing dishes with a life sentence. I didn't get mad or nothing like that. I just knew that this is going to cause problems for me. I can't do this. So let me go and tell them that. I just went to the supervisor and say, supervisor, I'm going to be honest with you. I just got sentenced to eons. And the first job that you guys give me is working in the kitchen, washing dishes. I'm not in the mental space to do that. Now I need you to write this down. Put this on record because I know you guys keeping this on record. I said, for individuals, for me, y'all gave me a life sentence. And if you want to put for the first job, give me something that to be washing dishes, to just be doing nothing washing dishes. I said, you got to give me something that's going to benefit me, something that's going to exercise my mind. Give me some education or something like that. And then I walked out and I went to my cell, right? Now they gave me 15 days extra time. Yeah, they gave me extra time. They gave me 15 days extra time for refusing to do a work detail, right? Yeah. But what happened though was the next job they gave me was in education. And I stayed in education the whole time I was incarcerated.
Right,
Because
right.
every institution I moved to, they had that record. Oh, let's put this guy in education. Put this guy in education. See what I mean? So unbeknownst to me that what I was exhibiting, you know what I mean? I figured out a way to handle a situation that I found myself in by kind of thinking ahead and not being wild and obnoxious about it and understanding that I'm going to get punished. See, I already knew I was going to get punished. I already knew some things was going to happen. They were going to approve of it. But I did know that I was not going to work washing nobody's dishes. And I was ready to suffer the consequences for that. So as long as you know if you can figure out what the consequences of an action or an inaction will bring to you in that situation or circumstances, that should help you make a decision right there. It's always wise to try to respond to something than to react to.
Good.
You got to learn that difference. Reaction is you triggered.
Right.
Response is you know what's happening. You assess before you speak.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when you got the other job, I mean, when you didn't want the job, did you know you was using your personality?
I didn't know the term. No, I didn't.
So you didn't know.
Didn't know I was using it. No, didn't know the term. Didn't even know I was using it.
And then it still worked out in your favor.
It worked out in my favor.
You still got your job.
Exactly. And this is why I say I reflect on the power of people, because it affirmed for me what I was in at that moment. Not really realizing it, but I was in it at that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
I did yourself,
Yeah.
I did 31. I get you.
Yeah. And only applause, brother, because we have to start applauding for each other.
Right.
I might not know you, but I love you, brother. Why do I love you? Because I love me.
Right.
And when I see you, I see me. So we got to clap. You too. You know what I'm saying? I see me when I see you. You understand? All right. Yeah. You understand? I see me when I see you.
Go ahead, brother.
No.
I just wanted to speak on the talking to the kids thing that you was talking about. I got a 19-year-old boy live in Chicago, and like you said, we got that disconnect because not because I went away. I went away, but I was here. I just had to move from Chicago to here, and we kind of, it's the people that, like you said, who has his ear that's around him, his mom, his grandma, and everybody telling him like, your dad didn't do nothing. Your dad didn't, but he was here. I got pictures of him here every summer. Once I got established and found where I was going to be, every summer, he'd come down here, he'd hang out with us until he decided he didn't want to come anymore. When he turned, I think he turned like 14, 15, he was like, I don't want to go. Whatever you want to do, dude. You know what I mean? But now he's 19, graduated high school, and he's doing everything All the mistakes that I made, I'm watching him, and I'm steady. I'm screaming, bro, stop,
Right.
bro, don't do that, bro, don't wait, don't. He went to college. I told him don't do that. Don't go to college, bro. You're gonna wind up with a ticket. You're gonna wind up with a big old bill, and if you're not focused, you're not really mentally ready. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna jack it up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see the context now. Yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
first you said going to college, you was like, no, I was like, okay, but I got you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Because he's my son. I know
Yeah.
you're not mentally
You're
focused
gonna
to go to
focus.
school. You're going to school because you're thinking you're listening to your mom and you're listening to your grandmas. Oh, you're gonna be this big time football. No, bro.
It wasn't what he wanted.
I'm 40. I'm 40-something years old, and I can run a route on you, bro. You need to chill with that. Think about something else. Think about some computer tech. Think about some business. Do something like that, and you can get that at a community college without having to actually do the student loans and the FIFA and all of that, and then wind up like I'm 41, bro. I still got $20,000 in debt from school 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want that for him. And
Yeah.
I tried to steer him away from it. But for everything that I said, everybody else said the exact opposite.
Yeah.
He just literally, when he went to college for half a semester, dropped out. Now you got to pay for it. You didn't even go for a full 3 months, and now you got to pay for a full year.
Yeah, I get it. Y'all y'all hearing this? Now, not his situation, but haven't you been in situations like that where you've experienced some things, so you've experienced some things and saw the result of some mistakes that you made, but then you see someone else trying to do it, and then you try to school them. But everybody else is saying no, so that conflict that's gonna happen. So, how are you responding to that right now?
It's hard because I'm not in a position of power. Well, I'm not in a position where they think I'm powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not looking at me like we should listen to him. He had like I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm jobless, damn near homeless. You know what I mean? They're like, why would you're a damn near bum, bro. Why would I listen to you? You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
So it's hard to even. And then he did.
Okay, I get it. But okay, I understand how they view you. How do you view it?
I view me as a powerful person that just made some mistakes, and I'm paying for those mistakes. You know?
Yeah, I have family too that call me and ask me for stuff.
Yeah, my son call me every week. You got $20? You got $40?
Yeah. Put a little bit of context here. I've did 24 years. Stillwater's what, half hour away from here?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw my family all like twice in 24 years. So what I'm saying is, now I had to be honest with myself. When they ask me something, I get triggered.
Me too.
I get triggered. I'm thinking, I'm like, for real?
Yeah. After 24
Yeah,
years.
it's like, for real? It's like, what are you seeing now that you wasn't seeing then? You are valuable, lovable, powerful, and important. And when nobody treats you like that, I don't care who they are, move them out of your inner circle. Son is grown now. Any decision he makes is on him. Now you can talk to him and say, like, well, if you can figure out a way to talk to him without sounding preachy, so instead of saying, boy, you oughta, you should say,
This is what I did.
You would say, well, no, not even say, so well, what did you do? And what was the outcome? Oh, okay. See what I'm saying? Make them answer their own questions. So when you went to school, I see you. When you went to school, I said, so I guess you didn't make it to school. What's your plans now? You know, let him say it. I said, well, what are you doing to work towards that plan? Work towards that goal. What are you doing right now? Do you think the area you're in is going to help you? Huh? And if you get combative and just say, I feel like you're not ready to have this conversation. We'll talk again later. It's your son. I get it. You love him. There's a time when we have to kick them out the nest. You know what I mean? It's a time when we have to kind of let them make decisions on their own, but just be there in support. Not a enabler. Let's not get that confused with being a support person, but support. But our situations, when I look at my son, I think my situation put me in a situation where it's like now I have to kind of find special ways to get, teach my son and stuff like that. Did that help? Talking about, yeah.
Hey, you said that you did 23 years.
Yeah.
I don't know when did you went in or how young you went in.
23 when I went in 94.
So you give me something.
Yeah.
I did a smaller period, but time. You came home and successful than everybody out there.
Right.
I don't know how long you've been out.
I came home in February of 2018. Right, about 7 years.
That day that you walked out, what did you do from then to now to be successful? Because it's paranoid.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Job. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to.
Right.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
My homecoming was kind of unique because my process of coming home, I had met someone. I'm not talking about females. He was an older gentleman. He was an educator, and let me. That sounds kind of crazy. Let me just let me put it in context for you. Towards the end of my bid, I went back to Stillwater Farm, which was immediate minimum. And in Stillwater Farm, they have this program, which is, they renamed it. They called it the Speakers Bureau. It used to be Straight Talk. Now, it was a program that myself, another gentleman named John Glennon, I know his last name is Glennon, but I keep forgetting his first name, Glennon, and another gentleman. We created this program called Straight Talk, where they bring at-risk youth into the prison in Stillwater. In St. Cloud, and we'd talk to them, trying to give them the rundown. All these years later, I get to Stillwater Farm. Now, this was in 95, 96, 97, back in 2016. I'm at Stillwater Farm now. They got the program moved from St. Cloud to Stillwater, but it's the Speakers Bureau. So they would take me, they contacted me when I got there and was like, hey, we found your name on the files. You and John Glennon started this program that we have running here. Would you like to get involved again? Yeah, but what does it look like now? Oh, we just take you out to talk to students. So they were taking me out. Mind you, I'm in prison. They're taking me out on handcuffs and regular clothes. And I'm going to high schools, colleges, and I'm talking to students. They even took me out to a assisted living home. Just to talk. Just to tell them about my story, what I plan to do, how I got, so on and so forth. Right? I met a gentleman named Mr. Webb. He was he retired from being a professor at Northwestern University. He was at the school applying to be an assistant principal. He was retired, but he got tired of just being retired. He wanted a job. Right. So he was at the school to be an assistant principal. He just happened to be in the class that I was talking in. And at the end of the class, he came up to me and shook my hand and said, man, I want to help you.
Wow.
So that's how I met. So when I came home, when he started coming to visit me, everything like that, we built a relationship together. I came home. He was my help right there. He gave me my first vehicle. So I had a vehicle, sold it to me for $1. I got my driver's license the following weekend and I came home, and I had a job the following week. But the setup for all of that was everything that I did while I was in prison. Stayed away from getting in too much trouble, walked my own walk. Changed the prison totally because a Pop came into the prison. We changed that prison totally. It was a crew of us. And that crew, that crew in the beginning, most of us are out here working together, doing things.
Right.
I got my job at Minnesota Freedom Fund because of one of those crew members. We still are filtering out some of our crew members from prison. We just got one home last year. So it's like a lot of us are coming home. We started our walk in prison. We supported ourselves in prison and got out and started supporting ourselves here. that was my release was different from everybody else's because I had that help right there. But for anybody coming home, I don't really think there's nothing. Looking at it without experiencing it looks scary. It really does. It really does. But even with that help, there was those things I had to navigate on my own. You know what I mean? I had some money saved up. That was another plus. So I was able to find a place, pay rent, so on and so forth. I moved into the pop house when I first came home. Till I was stable enough, then I moved in with my lady. Now I'm finna ready to buy my own place.
That's right.
So it's not really hard, it's just with your belief in you. Like any skills that you garner inside, skills that you're garnering now, you know what I'm saying? It's not a waste of time. You just have to believe in what it is that you're learning, and more so just believe in you. It's not about everybody else or what they think or what they feel. It's even not about getting turned down in a job. When you go into a job, you're going in there really just to kind of sell yourself. They'll ask you questions, have you ever been in prison? Like, well, yeah, I could be a prisoner, but all the time that I was there, this is what I did. Always dictate how they view you in an interview. Don't allow them to pigeonhole you and dictate to you what they think of you seeing you. You get that?
That's good.
Tell yourself.
Anybody else got a question? We'll let this brother get out of
Did
here.
I help you?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it sounds simple. It does. It sounds simple, but because it really is.
Give him a hand.
Thank you. Good job.
Yeah. This brother they switched him from Faribault to Moose Lake. And I didn't have no class in Moose Lake, but I loved him so much I went to Moose Lake with him and started a class up there so we could. When he came home, he came right to the pop house, right to one of our spots where he was known. Plus, I already set a high standard. I'm not playing any games. And I only take people that understand that about me. So you have to understand that about me. If you want to live in the house, you have to understand there are no games. No. I can't tell you how many niggas I put out.
Negroes. I don't know if you remember being that. Younger, bigger.
You look. I knew it. This is why I said.
Help me do my thing right.
Wow.
I knew it.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, when I talked to him.
Yeah.
That's why I looked at you. And I was like, I love you too, man.
Yeah.
When I see you, I see me.
Right.
He was like, you look familiar.
Yeah. He's all cleaned up right now.
You did. Man, good to see you, man. Welcome home.
He's all cleaned up now.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. Yeah. And so I'm real proud of Adoniyah and what he's doing with his life. And you're going to meet a couple more of the pop guys throughout your time with me here this week and next.
Yes, sir.
But give him another hand and make him feel good. Thank you, son. Yeah, he up here walking in and out of the jailhouse, posting bail for people.
On parole.
So you can't tell me what you can't do. He on parole. Right.
How?
And so to another question you asked, and I liked it, Larry.
I was going to come over there.
POP, we have built credibility in the schools. And so we try to put people who we believe are going to be helpful to our young people right back in front of them. So we had to develop a trust and some respect over the years. But over the years, they have come to believe, well, who we say is good, and bump all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how he got in. And that's the voice I want speaking to some of our young people. But I like your question, Quincy, and I'm gonna show you where you was talking about. Your family was saying they want. What's your son's name? Quay was born into a home and family. He made it through primary school, and now he was faced with the opportunity to go to. Yeah, and so one of the reasons why they hung up there is because this is that dream that, real or imagined. This is that dream, and so this is what you was bucking up against. You was trying to say one thing, they were trying to say something else. The medium, the happy place in between that was trade school or even the military. Now, under Trump, the military is a little different, but before him, the military was a good option because you could come right out of the neighborhood. You get what they have is discipline. Say discipline. I want you to think about what I just said. What they have is discipline. Say discipline. Yeah, for you to make it home after 30 years, you have to discipline yourself. Some things that you have to say no to in the penitentiary in order for you to have a shot at coming home. Is that right or wrong? Yeah, that's you putting discipline on yourself. Right? Now, watch this. Them guys, Adoniyah, and there's a few others who you'll meet who just learned how to discipline themselves in such a way that it's acceptable. And the military provides discipline. They provide you a way out of poverty. If you come from an impoverished neighborhood, you step into the middle class in that you have a GI Bill to buy a home with. You have medical for the rest of your life. Your school is paid for. Your wife's medical is paid for. The child's medical is paid for. So right away, these things that cost everybody else an arm and a leg who don't have that military piece, you have those pieces free, and you can use the opportunity to buy a home and become a homeowner and a piece of the rock. That's why the military is a good suggestion, because what you were really fighting up against with in the Wendy is losing your boy to the street. And them cliques are so powerful, and that peer pressure is so powerful. That's why you got out. That's why you broke up out of there. I'm just saying. And I spent a lot of time in Chicago. A lot of time. I love Chicago. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. It hurt me to my heart, man, when Chicago got so ugly that I just didn't want nothing else to do with it for a while. Man, Chicago was a beautiful place to have a beautiful time in. And man, it's rough. In order for it to become pliable, now they have to change up, gentrify communities. Some communities that was one way now look a whole nother way. Do we have to do that just to? So that's what I'm saying.
What's crazy is it's just paint. It's just paint because they just paint over and it still holds behind the paint. So you mess around and you get out there in them neighborhoods and you be in the wrong place and them little boys come out brand new looking apartments buildings and that's the next thing you know you in some mess.
You sprayed up. So I ain't trying to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm only just saying that we fighting for survival, man. Who was the brother that said he was from Harvard? Oh, that was my man. Saying, and back in my day, Harvey was like a quiet suburb. You could be all right there, and then go into the window, every now and then. Harvey just like you, just right there, and you in the neighborhood now. See what I mean? So I just want y'all to hear what Adoniyah was sharing. Even after doing 24 straight, he still found himself into be a successful career. The brother that hired him, we might have him here. He's another one of my students, Elijah Darris, who is the director of the Freedom Fund. The Freedom Fund was really started around, it got money around George Floyd's death. And they started taking in a lot of finances from all over the world. People were giving to the Freedom Fund, right? And so the Freedom Fund has this pot of money that they then invested into a mutual fund. Then they used those funds to post total bail. Say total bail. Yeah. So when you go to jail, you either pay a bond, say a bond, or a bail, say a bail. A bail you get back if you pay the whole bail. A bond is where you pay the bondsman 10%. You don't get that back. What these guys do is they do an analysis of who you are and see if they feel like you're reliable to show up at court. If you're showing up at court, they post a whole bail. So then they get their bail money back and goes back into the Freedom Fund. He didn't go into that real deep, but I'm just trying to tell you, this is sophisticated thing, man, and it's making bail possible for a lot of people who otherwise would just be yacked up. No job, can't get to your job, can't get to your car, can't make your payment, you know, all of these other things. You just yak a dude up there and everything is gone. So what he's doing is really revolutionary in some ways, and I'm grateful for it. Questions, comments, or thoughts? Brother, how was your child's graduation? Yeah. Oh, congrats. Give him a little hand. Yeah, broke out. He said, man, Pop, I gotta be at my son's graduation, man. You know. Well, how old? You know, man, listen, she going what? She going to first grade. Look, that's a big thing. And then she said, look up and see if her daddy was there. Yeah, come on now. Yeah, we paint the picture. Don't give up on your son and don't give up on your relationship. Something happened, and here's what I would say to you. First, for right now, build yourself. Make yourself stronger. Make your position with yourself stronger. When you become healthy, healthier than you are now, mentally and financially, then try it again. Step to it again. You know, say, hey, come and visit me for a weekend. Just holler. You know, send a ticket. You know, this and that. You don't even stress on all of them other things. Just spend time. Say spend time.
Spend time.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, your children want some quality time.
Yep.
With their seed. Mm-hmm. Then you love on them with your word. Yeah, hey man, I missed you. Let's go to the game. Let's go to the football game. Let's do which one jigger. Other day we had tickets to the Lynx game. Man, the Lynx are bad. The Lynx are 10-0. These chicks is Jay, man. Oh, couple of them is donkey, right? And so the Lynx we had, man, they gave us, and we're partners to the Lynx, our organization. They gave us 175 or 200 tickets. And we took all of our 3 programs, right? Once y'all will graduate, y'all be a part of that. We took all of our 3 programs and they kids. Man, look, the Lynx had us down on mid-court at halftime celebrating what we trying to do. The girls was over there welcoming the Lynx out of the tunnel when they come out, throwing them the balls and stuff. Crunch was jumping around there, shooting T-shirts. You know, there's things to do. And what we try to do with our young people who are in our programs is take them out of their own environment. The Lynx is right here in the Target Center. You could be right over north here or right over south here and never go to the Target Center for nothing. It's like another world. But if there ain't nobody to reach for you to build that bridge, it's just right down the street. But somebody got to open up that door for you. That's what POP does. We just door opening for our young people so they can see something different. See something positive. Be welcome down here. The Lynx are hugging them and everybody's giving them love and T-shirts and all this, that, and the other. All the pop guys went, man. I think you could get like, Wayne, how many tickets were we giving people? 3? So you could go. People, some 3 or 4 tickets a piece, so you could bring your family. And we're gonna do it again. It's gonna happen again. And the Lynx are 10-0 now, man. These folks, they get ready to go. They're gonna play for the championship. Yeah, we was there. No, we was there.
Hey James, can I tell you? Yeah.
So anyway, it's time for a break. I'm gonna let y'all have a break for 15 minutes. 2:35, come back, and then we'll have our closing piece for the